We are at Royces Chocolate Factory in Royce, Hokkaido, Japan. In Royce Town, I should say. And we are just enjoying a cup of hot chocolate before our tour starts. Now, this hot chocolate is probably one of the best I've ever had. You can taste the different notes of the cocoa. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Would recommend if you're out this way.
Oh, 100%. And the ice cream is phenomenal.
We may have ate all of that before thinking of filming because it was that good. We'll get more. We'll get more on the way out.
Get both. The milk one
is worth a try. Absolutely worth a try. It's smooth, it's creamy, it's absolutely beautiful. And the chocolate one is, again, amazing. The chocolate one I'm getting again. I had the milk.
I had the chocolate, I'm getting the chocolate again.
And I'm getting the chocolate. It was that good.
So good. Just as a warning for the hot chocolates, they are a darker chocolate.
But it's not a bitter chocolate.
They've mixed it really well. You get a lot of cocoa through the front.
And you get floral notes and almost nutty at the end. It's amazing. You need to try this.
100%. If you're in Hokkaido, take the hour it requires you to get out here, and just, you're going to end up gorging yourself.
Well, I hope you're enjoying your January just as much as we are. Bye.
Bye.
So here on the far left, you can see the trays coming in at the very end of the process, and then it gets sanitized. And from there, they get filled with melted chocolate at this stage here. And then they shake the chocolate here to make sure it gets all nice and flat.
Get out all the air bubbles, make sure every crevice is filled.
And then here, this is the cooling stage where the chocolate sets. I'm assuming this is a nice slow stage so that it doesn't get too brittle, while also making it a quicker process than just air drying. And here they come through and they just get wiggled, so twisting. You can see just how much the chocolate is nice and smooth and well done. And here we've got the machines demolding all the chocolates. So the robots come in and take the chocolate. And you can just see it there. And then we'll hand it off to the next robot, which will put them in a single layer. You can see them at the back, how they're getting quality tested and put in the correct way, and then they come through here and each of them get put into a tiny little individually wrapped plastic bag.
At the back, they get the bag.
At the back is the bag, yeah, that's what you were looking at, and then coming across, and then this is where it gets sealed. And then this robot here is just packaging them up. And then it'll go off to be quality assessed and sealed properly and put in boxes.
And that big tray loft up the top there
is where the demolded tray goes.
Where it returns back to base to be reused.
And here we are in the Royce Cocoa Farm. These are all obviously fake trees.
Come on, Ash, you know better than this.
This is their Colombian farm, with a video of it. They have chickens. And the chickens are gone.
Oh, I'm getting real unsteady because I'm looking at it like 3 different ways.
And then we follow the route up.
Okay. So the overlap is here to about here, which is really incredibly cool. They've done that overlap so well. Yeah. I only knew because I could see the shadows of my hand.
Until the cocoa trees grow larger, they are protected from direct sun and wind by shade trees. At Royces Cocoa Farm, tall, fast-growing trees such as a banana are planted as shade trees. The dream of planting and nurturing fields of cocoa on our own farm to produce farm-to-bar chocolate came to fruition with the establishment of the Royces Cocoa Farm in Colombia, South America. Making chocolate from farm to bar means taking all aspects of production into our own hands, from planting and nurturing fields of cocoa, and on the entire chocolate manufacturing process. A new era of creating chocolate completely from scratch at Royce begins here. So cocoa saplings, they have a nearby nursery, transplanted to the farm, tall shade trees are planted around them. And this is harvesting. So between 2 and 4 years it takes for a cocoa plant to produce the cocoa.
I want to say pods?
Pods. Cocoa pods. Harvesting is performed entirely by hand, using harvesting shears or a machete. Cocoa trees bear fruit all year long, with 2 distinct peaks every year. The season with the largest harvest are called the main crop, and the seasons with the next largest harvest is the subcrop.
It's cool to actually see. Hang on, there we go. Now there's no glare. See them harvest.
Each cocoa pod is individually harvested by hand. Seen that. Cocoa is a fruit shaped like rugby balls, and the fruit are called cocoa pods. They grow not only on branches but also directly on the trunks.
Oh, that's cool. I'm sure that's what.
Okay, so they're actually heavier than I thought.
What would you say? Half a kilo?
600 to 650 grams.
Yeah, definitely less than a kilo.
600 to 650 grams.
Well, she just showed me.
Pod opening. Harvested cocoa pods are opened and the seeds are extracted while still covered in the pulp, which is the white flesh. The seeds are cocoa beans and the ingredients for chocolate production. In each cocoa pod, there are about 30 to 40 beans. In order to avoid damaging the contents, all cocoa pods are processed by hand. You can see them.
Now, I know I'm going to get slightly distracted from their production, but there is new techniques using that white flesh to replace the milk powder that they need to make the chocolate and the sweeteners. They're actually using the outside, that white flesh of the pod instead.
But I don't believe that's here.
No, I believe they're just using the pods themselves, the beans themselves, not the actual white flesh as well.
So this is just a replica to show you of how they look.
Opening cacao pods, a slimy white flesh known as pulp appears. Seeds enclosed in this pulp are cacao beans. Extracted from each pod. And so they end up with a bucket like that. Bags like that.
So all the pulp is transferred into bags and then it is weighed. From there, this is the fermenting process. At Royces Chocolate Farm, the extracted cocoa beans together with their covering pulp are transferred into wooden boxes and fermented for about 6 days. As microbes become active, the white pulp transforms and the cocoa beans take on a chocolate color. And the source of the aroma is produced during this process. So that's about day 3.
Sugars in the pulp plus the yeast make alcohol, which is, just fermentation in general.
Yeah. And then on to day 6, it is a lot drier and a lot less of the white.
Brown firmed up.
And of course, they are covered at this stage of the production.
Well, at every stage.
At every stage. Watch your step. After fermentation, the cocoa beans are spread out on outdoor drying decks to be dried under the sun. At Royces Cocoa Farm, the cocoa beans are dried for several days until they reach the moisture content of 7% or less. To ensure the equal exposure to the sun, the cocoa beans are periodically mixed and evened out. The drying decks move on slides, and in case of rain, they can be moved under roofs.
How heavy was it? Not very heavy? Okay.
So here is where they must turn and mix the beans, which doesn't look like an easy process.
No. But I assume theirs would have more. Yep, understand. You're gonna mix the beans.
After drying, the cocoa beans are weighed and then transferred into jute bags for storage. Each bag now weighs about 70 kilos. Once transported from the farm, the beans are inspected for quality and then shipped to Japan.
Strong man. Oh, they have German shepherds.
So wake up to the sounds of birds singing and check the weather for today. Then at 6 a.m, patrol the farm, check for fruit conditions and plan which areas are next to harvest. At 8 a.m, bread made from ground corn dough with eggs and hot chocolate for a nice breakfast.
I like that the dogs are called Paco and Dexter.
Before it gets too hot, carry out the day's harvest together with all the staff at 9:30. At 11:30, while still fresh, you extract the cocoa beans covered in pulp and they get transferred to the fermenters. Colombian's national jiv dish for lunch. Hearty meal includes rice, fried eggs, stewed beans, and pork.
Sounds delicious. I can also 100% see chorizo in that. Oh, sleepy puppy.
Outdoor temperatures exceed 35 degrees Celsius. A break and a siesta in the shade of the cocoa trees restores energy before the afternoon tasks. So you mix and spread out the cocoa beans is performed several times daily. Guests visit the farms. We welcome them with drinks such as the cocoa pulp juice and lulo fruit juice.
I would love that.
Yeah, I'd like to try those.
I didn't actually realize that they'd be able to go to the farm. That's really cool. check on piping of the pumps near the creek so as it can provide water, and then bedtime.
The work is finished.
I would love to see the lizards.
Absolutely. So this is farm to bar. So you've got the planting, the harvesting, you're opening up the pods, you're fermenting, you're drying, and you're bagging and shipping. And that all happens at the Columbia farm. So this is the history of their farm. In 2012, they selected the land. In 2013, their land was cleared and began constructions of the roads and the irrigation systems. In 2014, Royces Cocoa Farm was operating. Opening ceremony was held, and they began planting the cocoa trees and shade trees. Banana shade trees were damaged by heavy winds in 2014 and 2015. In 2016, they completed their fermentation sheds and drying decks. 2017 is when they got their first lot of cocoa beans were harvested. In 2018, they installed additional fermenters and drying racks. First production using the cocoa beans from Royces Farm was launched for limited sale in 2018.
I'm going to go back to that one for a second, because this is where we're going now.
All right, shall we start here?
Yep.
The trees are approximately 7 to 15 meters tall when it grows wild in the wild. How long does it take to bear fruit? I believe that was 2 to 3 years, 2 to 4 years. From the 6th to 7th year, it starts to bear a lot of fruit.
Just
Lifespan, I didn't read the lifespan of the tree.
15 years?
25 to 30.
So it's very similar to avocado in both lifespan and how long it takes to bear fruit, which is quite interesting.
So what kind of environment is needed to grow? So you need a hot, humid climate.
So that lovely equatorial line.
So that's the equator, that is 20 degrees north and 20 degrees south. So some parts of Australia would work.
Oh yeah, Northern Territory, Queensland. I know we get vanilla from Queensland,
Yeah. And Northern Territory.
but we're not one of the main ones. Turn slowly to not get your finger stuck. Someone had an
Alright.
accident.
Which country is producing cocoa beans a lot? West Africa, Central and South America, and Southeast Asia. So West Africa, Southeast Asia, and Central and South America.
Ooh. There's a lot there to see.
Let's have a look through these holes. What kind of blossom does it bloom?
So those are just close-ups.
Which is very cool.
Oh yes. You might not be able to see it with the camera, but to the human eye, that is very zoomed in.
So who is carrying the insects? Very small. Who is carrying the pollen? Some very small insects, including a 1 to 1.5 millimeter midge. It's through here.
The insect goes through the narrow space in the stamina, which you can see down the bottom. The insect is there. Let me zoom you in. See the insect down there. And then the blossom only lasts for 1 to 2 days. rainforest. Same kind
So
of image.
in the night, the blossoms get ready to bloom. Most of the bloom blossoms in the early morning fall off and are not pollinated by around. How many blossoms are blooming on a tree every year? Several thousand, tens of thousands of blossoms. What's the probability of becoming a cocoa pod among many blossoms?
1% is my guess.
Yeah.
Ooh. Damn.
So not very big.
Nope. Okay. So we go across here.
Let's do this one first.
Okay. Face the floor.
There are
face the floor.
3 basic varieties here. So you have the native Spanish, a foreigner in Spanish, and the Trinidado, which is where Trinidad, after Trinidad, where it was born. And so 1% of the Corillo family, 10% of the Trinidad one, and 90% is of the foreign one, the foreign Nestro.
Less than 1% is the native Spanish one. Most of that boy there.
The taste and aroma of cocoa beans depending on their growth location. So in Guyana, you get well-balanced sourness, bitterness.
And astringency.
In Colombia, you get a spicy taste and fruity sourness. In Vietnam, you get tartness and comfortable bitterness.
Dried fruit.
And Ecuador is a floral scent and mild sourness, fragrant aroma.
One of my favorite ones, which is now a farm that no longer exists because a volcano destroyed it, was in guava. You get this nice smokiness out of it. If we get the chance, we'll take you to a chocolate factory that's local to us that does individual beans for each area, and you can taste them.
Alrighty, cocoa beans. Which part of the cocoa bean is used? So it's this part here,
Yep.
big white one. So there's your shell, you've got endodermis,
Endodermis.
and then endosperm, and then the germ. Key for melting texture of chocolate. So you've got carbohydrates, proteins, amino acids, caffeine,
Theobromine. Polyphenols.
Minerals, organic acids, moisture, and about half of it is fat.
Yeah. Now, when compared to almonds, pretty similar on the fat content. Rice is mostly as carbs, but we pretty much all know that. And soy is a pretty good mixture of protein, fat, and carbs.
Alrighty.
Endosperm is the part that turns into the chocolate, by the way.
How many cocoa beans are used to make one chocolate bar? Depend on the type of chocolate. So let's start with white.
Triple lightest, which is 0. Oh, 50.
50 beans, so that is 39% cocoa.
Okay.
So you've got your milk, which is,
About 40%. Oh,
so that's 50 beans, remember? It's the amount of beans. I'm going to say
150?
120. 70.
Really not that much
All right,
extra.
I'm going to go with 120 here on their black, which is their dark.
I don't know what their percentage is. It's a 70%, so let's say 100.
100.
It's a 62%. I was wrong. So 50, 70, 100.
Alrighty. Cocoa history. In Greek, it means food of the gods.
Theobroma cacao.
So food of the gods. So it's a bitter granular medicine or drink. And then when in the 1500 and 1800s, Spain turned into a sweet, aromatic, rich drink. They went to the Netherlands, who invented chocolate powder. Then Fry invented chocolate for eating. in 1847 in the UK, and then the Swiss got a hold of it in 1875, and they invented the milk chocolate.
So,
Then chocolate was spread around the world.
darkish chocolate.
So that would probably be really dark and really bitter, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Cocoa until it became present chocolate. How it was used over the... okay. Grind to make cocoa bean. Add water, chili and corn powder, and mix into a paste, and then pour the liquid from a height to make it foamy and smooth in the Aztec Empire.
I would love to attempt that.
In the Aztec Empire, cocoa beans were used instead of money. It can be used to pay tax and wages and purchase goods. In Aztec Empire, how many chocolate beans were to acquire these items? One? One for one?
1 for 1 on the avocados.
One bean.
I reckon it's probably going to be 2 for the avocado.
I was thinking 3.
3.
I actually haven't looked at these, I swear.
And I reckon
10. 100 for a rabbit.
Damn, rabbit's expensive. Now, are you going to attempt to lift the 70 kilos, or am I?
Ah.
Or are we both going to do it? FYI, she is less than 70 kilos. Here, I'll trade you. I am more than 70 kilos.
Not hanging allowed. Only 4.
Oh,
Not do one hand.
it doesn't...
That doesn't go all the way.
That's annoying. Yeah, I can move it with one hand, but not well. Oh, me.
And shall we do this one here?
Yes, the bean info.
Colour of the cocoa pod, so this one's orange. It can be yellow, red, and orange, and green.
Depending on the type. How thick is the shell? 2 centimeters?
1 centimetre? Half a centimetre.
1 centimeter. More than 1 centimeter.
How many seeds? That was 40, wasn't it? 40 to
30
50?
to 40.
30 to 40, yeah.
I remember things.
The white part is called the pulp.
The flesh.
Pulp. Slimy, sweet, and tart.
Now, before we do the next one, comment down below. What do you think, which part is made for chocolate?
We've already discussed it.
We've discussed it multiple times. Have you been
It
paying attention?
is the cocoa bean.
Well, technically the fresh is included during the fermentation, but the actual chocolate comes from the bean itself. It's a little more complicated than they said, but you know.
I'm not sure how much they're going to get out of this.
Oh, have a look at it on the camera.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
This is not, it's not rainbow colored.
It is a white background. Now it is yellow.
It's yellow. That's, now you're seeing actual colors.
So that is now fermented. So break it all apart, grind it up, roast it, and turn it
Into chocolate.
into chocolate.
Oh. Again, they're doing some magical stuff with their projectors. Because there are 6 projectors in here making all of this work.
Farm to factory, a chocolate journey continues. So now we know how the bean is created, the pod, and how they made it. Let's see what's here. So there's a factory unit.
Move forward to try to change into the uniform. There's some booties.
So they've got a full net, facial net to keep all their hair out of it. They've got buttons that are tucked into all the gaps, and trousers, and then an apron that is worn on top. Alrighty, stand on the mat. Up to 2 people can try together.
Oh no! I don't think we can. There you go.
That is ridiculous.
Forever ingrained in the world.
Alrighty, now that we're in our uniform. We're not, but yes.
Oh, you gotta go through first. You're gonna get blown. Put your arms up. Spin. Move forward. Okay, chat, you with me. Hands up. Ooh.
This is dust collector, equipment for collecting shell, dust, and other substances produced in each process of the cocoa bean.
Basically, their vacuum cleaner.
Clean the entire body with an adhesive roller,
Lynch yourself.
and then wash your hands for 30 seconds and use disinfectant. Here we have is a loading, where the cocoa beans are taken out or from the jute bag and fed into the hopper, and then sent to a sorting machine on the other side of the wall.
Zoom you in. So down there, it gets fed in through that grate, goes into the hopper below, and it's pushed into the next room, which we can kind of see the glass through the glass.
The receiving and loading, cocoa beans are received, taken out of their bags and loaded into sorting machines. Taken up and through the factory where they are sort, any misshapen bean or foreign materials are removed. So you can see here how the foreign objects and misshapen beans are taken out, and to the left they all fall down to be sorted and...
I'm assuming this is also how they get rid of the husk.
Sterilisation, beans are sterilised at a high temperature and under pressure, which are then roasted, which intensifies the aroma and flavour. After they've been roasted, which would make the shells much easier to get removed, they are then dehusked.
Okay, so this is the dehusk.
They are roughly crushed and the shells removed, and the cocoa nibs are then extracted. To which they are ground up into a paste known as your cocoa mass.
I really hope we get some of just straight beans to eat.
So here is the bean storage.
Now we're gonna go on a slight downward slope. I will try and keep you guys relatively steady.
So, mishappened beans, remove misshapen beans and foreign materials, bagged beans, determined from company's production, also contain misshapen beans and as well as foreign materials such as sand, stone, and foreign objects. 3 types of machines are used to separate them. So, a separator primarily removes defective beans, a magnetic drum removes metal, and a destoner removes stones and foreign objects heavier than the cocoa bean. So shall we watch? This is the noise you were hearing earlier.
Taking a while to go through. As well as lifting all to the top. There you go.
So I believe the white ones are the beans. Oh no, white is foreign materials and the brown is cocoa beans. So you can see all the foreign materials forming down. And all your beans are in the middle.
Top one is big enough for the cacao beans to fall through. The middle one is too small for the cacao beans to fall through.
So all your foreign objects go here.
Top and bottom.
And then sterilization.
Heat and pressure.
Blast the hot steam on the cocoa beans. The heat is transferred by retaining moisture on the surface of the beans. Kills any germs. This is generally performed at a temperature between 125 and 160 degrees. Pressure of 3.5 to 5.5 bar, and for the duration of 30 to 40 seconds without spoiling the cocoa beans' flavour. Sterilization is processed safely. I'm assuming that was English. Jinglish there. Sterilization is a process to help keep us safe.
Yes, I would assume so.
Over here we can see the sorting.
The separator and the
So just up here is the actual separator, but you can't really see it.
It is that. Oh, hang on, let me remember where there. That there. Because this is as far as the camera's looked at.
And then sterilization is, I think, the big vat? No, that one over there. That's the sterilization.
Yep, down that big white thing. And we have a video to show the process.
Push to start the video.
Of course, everything has bacteria on it. Not all of it is bad, but a lot of it you probably don't want to ingest. Normally our stomach acid would take care of it. So it gets
So they
weighed,
weighed and then sterilized.
because it would only be rated for a certain amount of cacao beans.
Cocoa beans are steamed at a high temperature and high pressure to sterilize.
Mixy.
About 30 kilos of cocoa beans are sterilized at a time.
It's a lot more than I thought.
After sterilization, the cocoa beans are sent to the next process, which is roasting. Roast the cocoa beans using hot air.
Makes sense. Rather than direct heat, it's more even.
Approximately 120 to 130 degrees Celsius. This extracts the distinctive aroma and flavour of cocoa beans and reduces their water content and acidity.
That number will depend on cocoa beans and what kind of flavour you're trying to get out of the cocoa beans.
So we're now in the red room, which is the roasting.
Oh, it's so warm.
So this is what the cocoa beans look like after roasting.
You can see back each one.
Ooh, we've got reflection.
Yeah, it's pretty severe reflection, unfortunately.
So it is the roaster, is that hole there?
And those tubes coming out the top would be the air tubes, I suppose,
Yeah.
because it gets sterilized there, down through the floor, into the roaster.
This
Again,
is all the things we've seen before.
loaded, sorted, sterilized.
Roasted, crushed, grind.
And you can see the flow from here. So 7 moves to 8, which moves to 9, which moves to 10, which moves to 11, which moves to 12.
So this is the process of crushing is here. So this is crushed. Oh, there's less reflection.
I'm blocking a bit more of the light this time. So it goes in, things get crushed, turns into cacao nibs, which are delicious to eat, actually.
So after grinding, it ends up as a liquid.
And the grinder's down there. Oop. Oh no. Finished cocoa mass.
Unfortunately, nothing is happening today because it is probably the first day that opened after New Year's.
Yes.
So this is the main ingredients of chocolate. So you've got your cocoa mass, which contains fat, turns into a paste by heating and becomes solid by cooling.
Then comes
And then these are cocoa butter.
the cocoa mass, the cocoa butter,
And here is milk powder and sugar. So step one is cocoa, then cocoa beans, cocoa nibs, and then cocoa mass, which is processed.
put under pressure to get the butter.
You get cocoa powder and cocoa butter. Just all mixed to based on chocolate paste production.
The mystery cocoa butter.
Cocoa butter is the fat contained within the cocoa bean, which is what makes your creamy texture of chocolate. The temperature at which cocoa butter completely melts is about 33 degrees, which is slightly below human body temperature, which is why chocolate melts in your hand. Cocoa butter has a remarkable property of remaining solid until about 28 degrees Celsius, then rapidly melting. So this is the amount of cocoa mass. Then you've got cocoa butter. Then you have your sweetness and milkiness. So milkiness is a little bit in the dark. Liquid milk is difficult to mix with oils, so powdered milk is of course used. And the white chocolate doesn't have any cocoa mass because otherwise it can no longer be white. The third step, which is into the farm to bar, which is 13 to 16, is then mixing their cocoa mass, cocoa butter, sugar and milk powder. And then they refine it to make the chocolate paste into uniform and fine particles. And then even more further grinding it down to a finer bar. And then conching, which is by kneading the chocolate paste, is transformed into a smooth and flavorful bar. Well, liquid. Then 13 to 16. Let's push. Push each ingredient take button and the ingredients transferred into the mixer.
Yep, so that's it moving. Yeah.
And then it combines, yes, so this is the combining of all the ingredients. So you have the machine to mix the ingredients, weighing and feeding the ingredients, and mixing using rotary blades. Like so. So first they do the mass, then slowly add the butter, then slowly add the sugar, and then finally the milk powder. The two shafts with blade rotate and mix, and forming a paste. Loose clay-like paste is ready for the next step.
I want to try that. Weird. Also, my head's touching the part above me. Definitely not made for people of my height.
And then it gets refined even more. Let's turn.
Chug, 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 chug. So it'll go through those rollers to get mashed down and made smoother, turn it into more clay. I'm assuming that bottom part is meant to move, but
And then it moves down here, which is really nice and fine.
super fine.
Oh, look down here. You can actually see the chocolate moving.
Ooh.
Look at that.
And I'm talking like I'm live streaming. Look at the chocolate go. This one
This
looks
is
like
where they chocolate is kneaded. And the base of chocolate is finished. It's transported to the Royce town factory and Royce chocolate is produced.
this is the other side that we walked through before. I see big old domes over there, so they must check
Quality at all
in between.
stages. Enough. We don't need to do this bit. I am over it. All right.
Now, next up is the theatre, which we are not going to be able to show you guys. Sorry.
Let's see what I've learnt.
5 questions to become the chocolate master. Start. I know the answer. Do you? Correct.
博士の月がちょっとその時下まで歩いて先行ってるからみんなと行ってはい
As I say, you can literally
I
count the
counted.
numbers over there. Aye.
They use the red one for correct.
And blue one for the crosses.
Okay, I don't know that one.
Single origin.
Yeah, we know that one from other things.
Oh, I know this one.
Oh yeah, very easy. Hey, hey, hey,
I was giving camera enough time to get the,
hey! You are a chocolate master. Who else
or I've
in
got
the
them all
chat
wrong.
is a chocolate master? Let us know below if you got all 5 correct. S rank.
And because you
I am the super chocolate master. Let's get this right.
and now that you pass the quiz, you get your reward.
Yeah,
Just this way.
we're gonna go eat a bunch of chocolate. Okay, that museum was freaking hot and had no chocolate in it.
But it was interesting. So if you're ever in the area, you should check it out.
Yeah, have a look.
This is the chocolate workshop, which hopefully we can get tickets for. I'd love to be able to make my own bar.
Oh yeah. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna stop here though. Plainly you guys have missed us recording things with the chocolate, but this is where we both ended up. We were trying to make a Pikachu, but I think someone kind of slipped.
Yeah, the knob to the red was so much bigger than the others and I didn't notice. And I just went thunk, thinking that it would be hard to get out.
So we had chocolate sprinkles, almond puffs, cocoa nibs, which I absolutely love, caramel cookie crunch, and strawberry flavored crunch. I don't really like the strawberries. I don't really like strawberries themselves. So you've got my Pikachu's ears, his head and his cheeks, his body, and his tail. I'm going to throw some of the chocolate sprinkles on this side. And I'm going to press them to try and make sure they stay stuck. They may not, but...
I added more nibs.
You've just given up on making a Pikachu, haven't you?
Yeah, as soon as the red went everywhere, I was like, well, it's not going to happen.
I wish.
Shall we go put this in the machine?
Yeah.
For the cooling stage.
Good, box.
Oh, thank you. Next, green square.
Arigatou gozaimasu. Ah, Pikachu. See? Even she recognized Pikachu.
That's only because I got Pikachu on me. I should have just tried to make the tail.
Yeah, it probably would have been easier for you.
I was just going to do the face and then the red went
Put
everywhere.
his black straps on properly. His back straps. He's just yellow. I should have put some more cacao nibs on there. I forgot about the black back straps. And this is the cooling area. So it goes in at the bottom over there, cycles all the way up to the top.
Well, we don't have, thankfully, not the whole thing. It's just the back. I'm pretty sure. No.
Because, yeah, no, it's going to go all the way up. And then eventually,
Comes out here.
come out over here.
It takes about 10 minutes for cooling.
So for now,
We're going to pick our bag.
yeah, we're going to pick up bags. But if see, you can see someone else's chocolate going through there. Okay. It is time to deal with bagging.
All right, your bag choices are, so the chocolate will go into here, and then you either pick the Royces pattern, a different Royces pattern, which I quite like,
I like that one.
or teddy bear.
Oh. You're going for the chocolate Reese's pattern?
Yes.
Reese's pattern? I'm going to go for the teddy bear then.
Sounds good. And then you can either choose red or green. I'm going
Go
red.
for red. Okay. You guys get to sit here.
Oh no, because it's got 10 minutes. So let's
Oh.
stop it and then,
Bye-bye.
it's not on camera.
It's box time. You get the strings now. Easy peasy. She's gonna have a chocolate wallet. The chocolate is coming. It shall be ours soon. Soon. Yeah, they're definitely ours. Soon. Look at that Pikachu. He upside down. He kind of looks like a sick dog. I have no idea if any of this audio they're making it in. I assume it's probably not. It has traversed from all the way over there, all the way up, and it's going to pop out that end soon. Ah, chocolate, but whose could it be? Well, there's no Pikachu, so it's not mine.
There's the ears. It's just hidden behind a bush with berries on it.
Chocolate crunch. Comes down here.
It's from here. Low, really low, so you can see it all.
Slide, slide, slide. And now another one. Slide, Pikachu, slide. Quick, use quick attack. Arigato. So here are our fully hardened results.
You can just see the antenna on the Pikachu. See, so you can see the black at the top of the ear.
I
Which is
told
almonds.
you to comment down below a number of times on this one, but
Who did better?
who did better on the Pikachu? The
Obviously,
channel owner
it's
or
not
the
me.
cameraman?
He's definitely the cameraman.
The cameraman who got distracted and didn't realize the camera wasn't recording when he was making the Pikachu. That's on me. She even lost half of the bush. Although I'm gonna lose like half of those, so you know. Well, less than I thought fell off. Hey. Now we pre-made her box, but not mine. So hers just gets to slide on in. I mean, the bush is in the right spot, so... Excellent work. And now you get to slowly, painfully watch me make my box. I'm going for the teddy bear. Shoop, 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 shoop. In, I say in. I say. In. I say. In. Oh, look at the Pikachu. Front and center. He's next to a mountain. Because Pikachus love mountains, right?
Fields.
Well, technically power stations. But, you know. The easiest spot to find Pikachu is in a power station. For most games.
Oh, that makes sense. Electricity.
I'm trying to do these the wrong way. Push. Push. There we go. Push. Look at my Pikachu. I think I did well.
Didn't do too bad.
Okay. We'll see you outside. We're probably going to try and keep these, but we'll see how that goes. So,
We're outside. At home.
I mean,
After the trip,
we're inside, technically.
side of the factory.
For sure. We didn't do a great job recording a lot of things in the Hokkaido region, if
It was
I'm 100%
cold. It
honest.
was so cold.
Yeah. There'll be a video that I'll put up that I'm just going to be calling Random Adventures in Sapporo. But,
There's little bits and pieces in there.
yeah, there's little bits and pieces. Not a huge amount. But, yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Comment. This is a
What was your
long...
favorite part of the factory?
This is a long video. Thank you for watching till the end. This is the longest video we'll have ever put out.
Yeek.
Bye!
Bye.